John is the outlier in Pennsylvania.
Third wheel.
Yeah, dude.
He lives in North Nashville.
Totally. John is kill me. No. Hey everybody, welcome to the MTG Thoughtcast. Today, we're talking about the MTG Thoughtcast. So you don't get our usual hilarious intro. You just get us, talking about us. It's been a year of us making content as the MTG Thoughtcast. We've got about 200 more subscribers since the last time we did this. So we just wanted to take a second while Wizards is giving us a break from the endless boulder roll of content for new product, and just take a second and introduce ourselves and get to know you guys and give you a chance to get to know us. It's like a first date. So that's what we're going to do today, is just talk a little bit about who we are and why we're doing what we're doing. So welcome.
It's a first date with 3 random strangers on the internet who just insist on talking about Magic.
That's an average Tuesday, brother. So yeah, today you get us. It's like a first date. You get all 3 of us all at once. Oh God, it's getting real weird. Okay, I'm just going to segue here. Guys, if you want to know more about us, you want to get direct access to the 3 of us, you can join our Discord down below. The MTG Thoughtcast community Discord is the premier place for posting deck lists, getting deck advice, playing games on Spell Table, on our LFG channel, getting to talk about everything on the MTG Thoughtcast Discord. It's a great time. It's totally free. We love hanging out with everybody. Jump in that down below. And while you're there, there's a bunch of really cool buttons that are just below the video. If you just go down and press every single one of them, it's going to make us the happiest people on the planet. I promise you. It also helps our channel grow, which you guys have been doing an unbelievable job at doing. Like I said, we've got about 200 more people watching these than the last time that we did an introduction. So
go ahead and pat yourselves on the back for that.
Yeah. Just a quick round of applause for the audience, the listener.
You did this.
Yes. You guys did this, and it's so fun. And we're excited to keep going and growing and changing and evolving and all of the things. So we love you guys for clicking all of the buttons. It makes my heart so happy when I open up YouTube and I see notifications on the thing, and I get to answer comments and all of the bits. So jump down and do that if you want to. Again, totally free. We don't want your money. We just want the robots to like us. So that's the best way to do that. With all of that out of the way, that's all of our upkeep. We're the MTG Thoughtcast. Welcome to the channel. Yeah. My name is Joseph Rubino. That over there is John Kendall. And somewhere else. Yeah. That thing over there. And then somewhere else is Jared Bobier. And we're just going to take a second and introduce ourselves. So I'm going to take a beat away from talking to you, the listener, and I'm going to start talking to my pals on the screen here. Let's just start with Jared.
What up, dude?
How are you doing, dude?
Bro, we were talking earlier. I'm a little tired today, but overall,
yeah, me too.
High spirits, loving life.
Yes.
Having a good time.
So good, dude. Well, what do you think the people need to know about Jared Bobier? Give me fun fact about Jared. This is like a corporate icebreaker.
Fun fact. You guys already know I'm a triplet. If you don't, go back, watch all of our old videos. Every single one. I talk about it probably
honestly, that's like the most fun fact, is that you're a triplet. You're the only triplet I've ever met.
I don't know any triplets either, other than you.
No way. That's crazy. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I'm a triplet. I think it's really cool. It's a very fundamental aspect of me.
Yeah.
When you grow up with 2, I'm also like a triplet of a group of 3 dudes, like 3 bros. And that is its own like magic.
You've had roommates from the womb.
Yes, literally. Womb mates.
Womb mates. Jared. That's incredible. Where do you fall on the line of triplets? Like in order?
I'm the third.
You're the
We were
youngest.
C-section babies, so I was the third one.
I feel like that's most triplets.
Yeah. Oh God,
Bronze medal.
I can't imagine natural birthing triplets.
Right.
That would be like give that person a gold platinum medal for being incredibly amazing.
Literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Give them some government funding.
Yeah, straight up. But yeah, being a triplet is awesome. It's like having built-in friends for your entire life. And
Totally.
like I was never bored as a kid, even though I was homeschooled because I had two brothers to do stuff with.
Homeschooled. Another fun fact.
Yes, that
You're
too.
just dropping Jared lore left and right.
All kinds of backstory, little
Yes.
bits of treasure.
Jared, when you are not doing this, when you're not playing Magic, when you're not doing the podcast, what are you up to?
Dude, I manage a coffee shop here in Nashville. It's awesome. Freaking love coffee. I've been working in specialty coffee for like a decade at this point. It's dope. I love it. I really, really love food, hospitality, all that stuff. And besides that, I've also been doing music for like 4/5 of my life. So,
What an interesting metric of time that you just gave there.
Well, I start doing music, but like doing music at a professional level for like a decade. But like I started playing piano as 6, and the rest is history. I'm 27 now, so that's like about 4/5 of my life.
Quick math.
Some quick, not super accurate math.
I love that, and you obviously play Magic, as the three of us do, as we at least claim that we play Magic.
It's all a facade.
It is. I've never played this game in my life.
This background, green screen.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Jared, when did you fall in love with playing this game?
Oh man. So my brother Chase, shout out Chase.
Shout out.
Dope. He got me into Magic after pestering me for a long time because growing up we had messed around with trading card games. I think we bought Pokemon starter decks at Walmart one time, and then just kind of explored from there. We got into Yu-Gi-Oh after that, and then Chase found Magic, and he was like, "Dude, we should play this game." And I was like, "But the set rotates." I literally cared about that as a 13-year-old for some reason. I was like, I don't want to have to buy new cards.
My tabletop kitchen table Magic, it's gonna rotate, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's because I was in Yu-Gi-Oh brain, and they don't have a rotating format. They just ban everything from the previous year, so it does rotate forcefully.
Accidentally rotate.
It's not rotating, but it definitely rotates.
Pokemon goes through a rotation as well, so it's that's not even a valid argument.
Yeah. You ever just over-engineer a rotating format?
But
I don't know. Yeah. Don't dig that hole too deep, because you might find that things like Commander and Modern and things that aren't supposed to rotate actually do. But
they kind of do. That'd be fun to talk about in an episode, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, so Chase was like, "Dude, let's play this," and I was like, "All right, I'll give it a shot." And then the rest is history. I got my mono red deck, and he got a blue deck, and he decided to mill me. And I decided to burn him.
You guys are both just counting. That was the strategies you found.
Just
0 creature damage.
Other.
Just how quickly can we count to the desired number? And your number was smaller, which...
Exactly. I'm I would rather do 20 versus 60. So the rest is history. The game is super fun. And I'm really glad that I took the risk on it. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah. Again, I feel like we do this all the time, but shout out Chase. Chase is a real one. He's a homie.
I want to mention real quick, just a fun memory from my childhood of playing a Magic tournament at Boy Scout camp one time. It was New Year. It was a winter camp. We were in somewhere East Tennessee in the mountains, and man, it was so fun. We just packed out the whole dining hall. There's probably 200 kids in there, ages 12 to 18, every single person playing Magic until the ball dropped, essentially. It was insane. It was so fun. So yeah, very fun. Those are definitely good memories that will make you fall in love with the game, which is really cool.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Last like rapid fire question. Do you have like a favorite card in your collection?
Ooh, my favorite right now is probably Deflecting Swat, just because I love that. That stuff is
You
cool.
dirty red player.
I love it.
You secretly
Displacer
want to play
Kitten is
counterspells.
also, but yeah, I want to play counterspells in red, and that's how you do it.
I get it.
Yeah,
That's
so Deflecting
so
Swat.
real. Well, I'll turn my attention toward the man of the hour, the Oracle himself, John Kendall. John, how are you?
Hey. Oh, it's another wonderful day on the Thoughtcast channel.
Sure is.
That sounded sarcastic, but I promise it wasn't. Now
You've always had this problem. Not to give away too much
yeah.
lore that I know the majority of your life, but you've always sounded more sarcastic than you are.
I'm having a great day.
It's like RBF, but for your voice.
Dude.
Anyway,
That's
I'm glad
so
you're doing
funny.
so well. That's so good to hear.
Oh,
One
man.
second. Sorry. That just took me out. That was really funny.
Well, I'll ask you roughly the same thing I asked Jared. When you're not playing Magic in the Discord, on the channel, what are you up to?
Well, I mean, I'm very much more centered in the whole sort of like pop culture-y kind of vibe of the game as a whole, as made evident by the room that I sit in here. I kind of
description for our audio only listeners.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. Shout out our audio listeners. Thank you so
Shouts
much
out.
for participating. We love you too. 5-star us. Thank you. Yeah,
Shameless
so
plug.
shameless. But yeah, so like as well, firstly, hello. Yes, I'm John Kendall. We've shared on here on this channel before that Joseph and myself are biological brothers.
Lore drop.
Yeah, lore. It's a John drop. But we just don't. He moved out. He doesn't even share the same last name anymore. That's just
True.
how life goes sometimes. But I've remained here on the wonderful East Coast with
One of those.
East Coast over in wonderful Pennsylvania, and my whole sort of like lifestyle has kind of just really been just a big pop culture roller coaster, more or less. For those audio people, like I said, my set here is kind of all decored with the assorted, especially as you can see, Magic. Magic has kind of basically been a very huge part of my own just personality, just as a whole. It's not really a good, like, it's a weird question asking about me of like when I'm not doing Magic, what are my occupations and hobbies? My lifestyle is Magic, basically.
You're pretty
right?
magical, John.
Magical guy.
Yeah. But I mean, when not actually playing, I'm doing a lot of the collecting, and obviously now being a huge part of this channel, I run a lot of the Magic content here as well. And then outside of Magic is just kind of all kinds of general purpose or general spread, pop culture-y fun stuff. That's just kind of I'm the funs guys, toys especially as well. Like myself and my wife, we're both barely big into like toys and little figurines and things like that. That's what we enjoy. That's what we're all about. It's off frame right now. Back that direction is like some Funkos. Over that way is like my Marvels. Behind me is a whole bunch of other shenanigans. So like this is just kind of my vibe. It's just kind of who I am as a person.
Shenanigans is a good way to describe it. I feel like that's the encompassing word.
A good mile marker for that, which would be, I suppose, would probably be into your next question rolling about through. This actually, it would probably end up being in a couple months here or whatever. Will be my 10th year of playing the game.
Full decade,
I believe.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Crazy.
you're already past that now, I believe,
Yep.
Joseph, because technically you started before me.
Oh, I
I'm
did.
just more deep dived than you, I think. We do
Yeah.
different formatty things, but
Right.
but yeah, so I started playing the game around the time of the original Theros block, which again is coming up on its 10th anniversary. Got me. I learned the game, picked it up at I had seen it in passing around in like high school and things like that, but just never really had a growing opportunity to play it. I really got into like actual deck creation and playing around college time, right? When I had actual like downtime in between classes at the cafeteria. And that leads actually into good like memories there of like building my first commander decks, being given some first packs for the very first time, and somehow on a lunch break managing to do full-scale commander games with 11 people in one pod.
I would personally never do that currently.
Yeah.
But
What?
at the time.
Yeah, the cafeteria, at least the one that we had lunch at least there were several really large round tables that comfortably sat like, I think they were like 16-seater lunch tables that people could sit at, and us, the nerd crowd, when I got into learning how to playing the game and making my own decks or whatever. Now, we had this like, I don't even know if people still do this anymore. We had this like little like gameplay trick where when it was all of us playing the game collectively, everyone was taking turns at the same time until something relevant landed on the battlefield. Then turn order began. So we took like our first 5 turns at the same time.
Whoa. That's really interesting. That's
that's
the only way I
how
can
you
see you doing an 11-person game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do have to remember. Yeah, you do have to remember Commander a decade ago is way different than what it is now, right? Battle Cruisery was kind of the de facto, you know?
Right.
Back when I was in school, things like the first and second like launches of the pre-built Commander products, like those were brand new, you know? Yep. Commander 2011 had only been out for a few years. So
wow,
wild.
Commander was vastly different, which was like my first Commander deck was Traumacratus from Born of the Gods.
I forgot about your Traumacratus deck.
Yeah, mono blue big squid.
Whoa,
so fun, so good.
Mono blue big squid. But yeah, so basically since then, that's just kind of been my whole jive of it. I'm the pop culture guy. I'm referred to here on the channel as the Oracle because my acute brain knowledge of cards and their abilities and things like that. Like I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I very much pride myself in my head knowledge of cards that I know.
Trap of a brain.
Exactly.
You should pride yourself in it. It's pretty amazing, honestly.
Dude, I feel like I used to be that way, and then I got a concussion, and I like can't remember people's names sometimes anymore. Like that space in my brain is just completely gone now.
Dang. Wait, when did you get a concussion?
That was the Joseph lore. 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm better now.
Was that recent? I don't remember this happening.
No, it definitely was before we met. But
gotcha.
That's some lore for another day.
Mm-hmm. Heard that.
Nice. Well, John, to wrap it up, what's your favorite card in your collection?
Well, I suppose probably the obvious answer should be my most valued possession that I own in this. And I have shared this on here before in a video, maybe not necessarily on a podcast one, but I know I showcased it in a deck tech that you can find on our channel related to my Sliver Swarm Deluxe.
Ooh,
is
link
my
to the playlist right here.
Yeah, is my upgraded version as a sliver collector, as one of my sort of side niches about the game or whatever. I bought Commander Masters Sliver Swarm, upgraded it with my own other personal pieces, and then just inadvertently in the months after that, I acquired a Sliver Queen.
So fun.
And it's, I mean, is the most valuable card that I own, but just obviously as well as someone who personally enjoys, loves, and collects the slivers, it is something that is very endearing for me. It's very precious.
Yes. I love that, dude. That's fun.
Yeah.
Your slivers deck was like the final boss for me for so long growing up.
Mm-hmm. Aside from that, though, my favorite card is Drogskull Reaver. We love salad fingers.
Yeah, you do. That's fun. Well, I guess that brings me to talk about myself now.
Yeah, dude.
Does one of you want to interview me?
Yeah. Do you have the questions up?
I was just going off the dome, brother.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to remember the questions you asked.
Hey, so somewhere else on this screen is my biological brother in blood, Joseph Rubino.
That's me.
Hello, how you doing today?
Dude, I'm overall very good. It's been a weird week, but I'm here. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to be talking to you boys.
What a sweetie head.
That's me. They call me Joseph Sweetie Head Rubino.
And his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Truly.
That Grinch hair of yours.
Oh my god! All I can think about is cringe.
Some days I have the capacity to care about what I look like.
Okay.
So, as essentially our founder of the channel, what would you like to say about yourself?
Yeah, I obviously very much enjoy playing this game that we call Magic the Gathering. It has been my primary hobby since I was 14, 15. I guess you said we're coming up on a decade, right?
Well, I think you are already past that a little bit because I know you had like decks and you were playing cards from like at least Gate Crash or maybe Dragon's Maze
when I started.
Yeah, Gate Crash, Dragon's Maze, M14-ish.
Yeah, that's probably 2016, M14. You're right. So I guess I'm maybe close to. I don't think I played for 2 years before you did.
Somewhere around that, because I know my time frame, because I know for me my first purchase I did for Magic by myself in a store was the holiday Theros came out with the Theros gift box.
Okay, Oracle. Well, let me quiz you on this. It was Gatecrash M14 Theros, right?
Dragon's Maze M14 Theros.
Right. So it was Dragon's Maze when I started.
Probably, yeah.
So we were only like maybe 3/4 of a year apart from each other. Which
but
means
you must have done some purchasing that previous Christmas as well, because I know you owned the Return to Ravnica gift box.
It was the Gatecrash one.
It was blue. It was blue. It had that was a bundle. I'm talking the big box. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was the big 4-row.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like
we can fight this out another time. Regardless, I've been playing the game for a decade plus and have loved every second of it. We've all, dipped a little bit when I turned 18, moved away, and had to make rent and sold some cards that I never should have sold. And that is the biggest regrets. But
like that LED.
Yes, I was going to talk about the LED. So John and I started playing about the same time. We are blood brothers. We share parents. We also share our love of this game. And I do have a different last name, and that is lore for another day. John, you're here to correct me on any of this that I might be misremembering, but we were looking for NES games. We just Googled game store because we found an NES at a yard sale. Stumbled into this game store, was asking about it, and the guy, I think his name was Nick, was like, "We don't sell retro games like that, but if you guys want to learn how to play one of the games we do sell, I would love to teach you how to play Pokemon."
Honestly, what a good salesman!
Great salesman.
You weren't even looking for that.
Nope. We were
no
not.
way.
They had these little starter decks, and he taught us how to play, and then I think he gave us each a booster pack, or we each bought one or something. And I opened a Lugia EX, and that's when I got absolutely hooked on trading card games. However, digging deeper into the Mind Palace, I remember, John, I'm gonna ring some bells for you here.
I think I know what you're gonna talk about.
Do you remember? Okay, Camp Sequanota.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there was a church camp that we went to, and we had. I don't know if we both had the same counselor, but there was a counselor, and I thought he was the coolest person on the planet because he listened to Pink Floyd, and he was playing this card game. And I remember the blue borders of Magic from. Whoa. I had to have been 7 years old at the time, and just thinking this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Thinking back, I think it was around the time of Urza's Saga, so it was that retro bordered blue. It was gorgeous. So I remember it from there, and then when we were in elementary school, we played a card game called Redemption, which was the Christian Magic the Gathering. It literally is the second longest.
I know what that is.
You know what that is, dude?
Yes.
It's so bad.
Dude, the camera just zoomed out.
Dude, our school was obsessed with Redemption. And so I feel the trading card game thing has always been in my blood, and it's always just been yearning for Magic. And then when we like rediscovered it later, because like we learned Pokemon and then everyone else at the store was playing Magic. And it was like, well, if you like want to hang out here, you should probably play Magic and you also should probably play Commander. Like that was sort of the rules. And it was around the time that Conspiracy came out that we started playing Commander because you built a Brago deck and I built a Marchesa deck. And
That's
that
right.
was our two, like, if we were playing like Super Smash Bros, like that was our mains, was like Brago and Marchesa. And for years, that was like
I still own that same Brago to this day. The first one I opened, I still own it.
Yes, I still own Marchesa, but I do not have a Marchesa deck because she's pretty bad these days.
Do you own your original Marchesa?
I do. It's sitting in my trade binder.
Nice.
Sure do. I made her too strong for the table. I was like, could not lose with Marchesa for a while because I would just do the Mycaeus and Triskelion combo. That was like my way to win, was just find those. I would like Demonic Tutor, like did the whole thing. I like ramped it really far. And then
your deck build gave me to like the card I despise the most in this entire game.
Wait, I'm gonna guess. Is it Death Cloud?
It's Death Cloud.
Yeah,
I hate Death Cloud.
Yes, because my deck had Smallpox, Pox, and Death Cloud. I was degenerate.
Joseph, brother.
It was horrible. I don't play any of those anymore because I like lost friends over. Like I have people who would not play with me anymore because I played Death Cloud.
Dang. That's one of those cards, though.
Your friend group got so small over here that you had to move to Tennessee to make new ones.
Literally, to just ruin their day with Death Cloud. I also would play World Slayer. World
Slayer.
World Slayer. Yeah. Because the combo would be get counters on things with Marchesa, swing at somebody with World Slayer, essentially restart the game, but all of my stuff comes back. And everyone would be like, okay, I guess you win. And then I was like, oh, I feel horrible about this.
Gosh, that's brutal.
So I feel like that's when I started to learn like synergy is fun. Like building like fun decks that are fun for the table. And that's why I built Tivit. So that's like my background.
Sorry, I laughed because Tivit is now an insane CDH monster.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. That was like my intro with Magic has just been like my like obsession with trading cards and trading card games from the time that I was a kid. And Magic is just the best version of all of them. Like they're all just pale comparisons of Magic. So I'm grateful to still be playing to this day. I've like fallen into a place in life where I have like the time to continue doing it now, which I'm really grateful for. When I'm not playing Magic, I tour for a living. I live on tour buses, fixing guitars and tuning guitars. That's my occupation and my career.
He tunes guitars and guitar accessories.
Exactly. I fix things on the road, and it's very fun. But it takes me away a lot, and it's very sad. I also am a relatively new dad at this point of a sweet little 8-month-old baby girl. And she is the light of my world, and I love her so much. And it's just sweet.
You guys are the best, truly. Your family is so awesome. Love being a dad,
love playing Magic, love fixing guitars. That's kind of me in a nutshell.
And you're a great musician and songwriter in your own right.
Thanks, dude. Oh,
I'm gonna throw that one in there for you.
That's
you're
like
awesome.
At this point in my life, especially with the channel, like Magic kind of feels like a part of my job. Like I kind of treat it that way. So like music feels like a hobby to me now, and it honestly is great, especially like being in Nashville, which is where both me and Jared are based. I would call this a Nashville based channel. John is the outlier in Pennsylvania.
Third wheel.
Yeah, dude.
He lives in North Nashville.
Totally. John is kill me. No. Okay, forever now. We live in Nashville, and John lives in North Nashville.
Yeah.
With how southern everybody thinks they are around here, I don't blame you.
My favorite thing is going back to Pennsylvania and seeing all of the Confederate flags in the Union State of Pennsylvania.
That's wild.
Crazy. We don't need to get into that on the channel. We don't need to get into that. We don't need to get into politics. but I will if you want me to. That's another one of my hobbies is politics.
Nice.
Goodness alive. Yeah, being in like Nashville, Music City, it's fun having music as a hobby and like trades as my career. Like it's very fun, and I love working with my hands and building things and fixing things. So that's a lot of it. Deck building is also like a hobby of mine, which is similar. Like people bring me deck lists, I tweak it, I help them upgrade it. That's kind of what I do with guitars too. I'm just my hobby really is gear, is what I've realized.
You're a refiner. You just
I'm a
take
refiner,
things and
dude. I work in the
make 'em better.
refinery.
Let's go.
Yeah, any hobby that involves buying gear for things is one that I'm into. I've discovered, which is a really unhealthy habit to have for your bank account. But
Bro, I know. Being a musician and Magic the Gathering, those are
oh my god,
hefty.
dude! I'm also like I'm getting into watches lately, which is also not a cheap hobby.
slippery slope.
It's true.
Has that been you watching watch videos on the channel?
Yeah,
I've seen your browsing history.
dude. I had to know how to switch out the strap on my Snoopy Moon swatch. I had to figure it out. Oh god, I'm gonna remember that other people watch that now.
I upload the
so
videos.
fun.
I see everything on the channel.
That's
crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell, I would say. Someone want to ask me what my favorite card in my collection is?
I would love to. Joseph, I actually have 2 questions for you.
Yes, hit me.
What's your favorite card and what's your least favorite card that you wish did not exist?
Ooh. Okay, favorite card, twofold. I'll do my favorite card to play and my favorite card in my collection.
Sick. I love it.
My favorite card to play is Wheel of Misfortune.
Yes.
Because I love sub games. It's the reason why I love Mario Party. It's because mini games.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. It's just mini games are my favorite thing. So if I can create a mini game in a game, like, okay, we're all going to stop and we're going to play this like Intel game where you try to guess what everyone is going to play and then all of that. So Wheel of Misfortune is my favorite card in the game. My favorite card in my collection, you can almost see it on this shelf back here. I have a slab-graded foil Palinchron that is both the most valuable card in my collection and is also my favorite one because it's just such a sweet display piece.
It's very cool.
I also have, John mentioned it earlier, I've been in possession of a Lion's Eye Diamond at one point in my life that we found at a yard sale. John and I were yard sailing in Derry, Pennsylvania, and came across one that had, I still remember, I literally can see the house in my mind. It was by Barclays ice cream place. And we walked up and there was like binders of old Magic cards. And the guy was just like 10 cents a piece. I don't care. And we were just like,
are you serious right now?
Totally serious. And John and I were too young and naive to know that we should have just bought everything that was there. And
it's my biggest buying regret.
Yeah, well, so we're going through it, and at the time, I also, another bit of lore, I used to work at a card store, so I got so into the game and was just a part of the community at this card store for so long, for another 2 or 3 years, and then I got hired there when they like needed some summer help, and I just became, it's still to this day is one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. Where I just like taught people to play Magic and would give out the starter decks and that whole thing. I would run tournaments. But a big part of my job was pricing and selling lots of cards. So at the time, I really knew what to be looking for, which is a skill that I still have to this day. And I've yet to find Magic cards at another yard sale, estate sale, any of that. But I still look every time. So yeah, 10 cents a piece. And the first page I opened to had a Lion's Eye Diamond in it. So I was like, easy buy. I didn't know what it was worth. I just knew it was old and looked like a Black Lotus in its text. I just bought it and then was like, oh, this is really expensive. And it's sort of a regret. I sold it for like $90 in 2015, which
I'd say buying for 10 cents, selling for 90.
Huge come up. Yeah.
Is that 9,000%?
You could have done better.
Yeah, if I had held on to it, it would be like $600 now.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to have a Lion's Eye Diamond because I play graveyard decks. Dude, Lion's Eye Diamond in my Slimefoot and Squee deck
you could actually throw Breach in there and just go crazy.
Bro nanners. It would be crazy. Yeah, so I have very little hope of ever owning one of those again, just because it's so expensive and so exorbitant. But I'd love to. It'd be fun to have again. Yeah, those are right. Oh, least favorite card. That's what the other question was, right? Least favorite card.
Like if you could unprint a card from the game, John, I actually want to know what yours would be too.
Oh, that's fun. John, if you have your answer, you go first.
I briefly touched Death Cloud. That is my least favorite card ever. If I had to retroactively unprint something, I don't like Jeweled Lotus. It is just too divisive for Commander on where you put it. Like, if a deck has it, you're instantly pegged for competitive, and that's not right.
Exactly. Yeah,
that is fair.
I do feel that.
Man, I don't think I have any like. I don't
like
really
like. Is there a card you can think of that every single time it gets played, you're just like either internally or externally like, oh, I can't believe this card hit the table again.
No, I really don't think I have an answer to that. I'm a pretty chipper guy when it comes to playing Magic, and I'm a big proponent of it's just a game. Like, it's got to end some way. So if someone plays some crazy game, anything. You know what? Okay, I'll change my answer to Thoracle. I don't like Thassa's Oracle actively. I think it was a mistake. I don't play it in anything. Most of like the broken cards I play. Like, because if you're going to give me the tools to do it, I'm going to use it.
Might as well.
So I'm like a proponent of most like crazy broken cards. But like Thassa's Oracle just feels like a really boring way to end the game. So yes. I'm pretty anti Thassa's Oracle these days.
That makes sense.
But I should play it, probably.
It's really good. You should play it in Tivit for sure.
100%. I'm playing it in the colors that it combos with. So
yeah.
Yeah, I would like ban or unprint Thassa's Oracle.
Nice.
Probably.
I respect that.
Win the game should not be on an ETB trigger.
Yeah, that is a little dumb.
It's a little dumb. But anyway, that's us. We're the MTG Thoughtcast. We've been making these videos. We've been making podcast episodes. This is episode 28, right? Does anybody know
that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
Episode 28. We've been doing this since May of 2023. So we've now just crossed over a little over a year of doing this. And it's been a great time, and we've all had a great time doing it. And we're looking forward to keep making these and getting to hang out with all of you guys and make ourselves look dumb on the internet. That's like the goal for me. Is how dumb can I make myself look on the internet?
Yes.
We mentioned in the intro, we have a Discord. It's my favorite place to hang out. I literally am on there basically 24/7. And we did a quick little Q&A on the Discord. So we have a couple of questions from some of our listeners and some of our favorite people on our Discord. So if you guys want to we'll kind of rapid fire these and we'll close out with a little Discord Q&A. So Christo Kell says, what's a Universes Beyond collab you'd want to see happen? John, why don't you start us off?
Oh, you're going to make me start? All right. Well, we'll make this real quick because this is a question we've covered before the last time we decided to do a Q&A, but since that was like low reviewed and we have more friends here watching us now, so I'll briefly touch on the answer that I gave before of a for Commander deck, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That I think that's a universe that fits perfectly with the sort of IP of like what Magic is all about and what it can offer to the color wheel, especially with that being a world about like bending elements. So I'm not gonna break into that one again. So that's primary up at the top right here. Funnily enough, though, trying to think of a different answer for today from the same creator, or at least a creative director from that show. A newer favorite of mine from Netflix, The Dragon Prince, would be really, really cool. It's an animated show. It's a CG animated one, but it also it's a world centric around like mystical creatures and dragons and magic and humans and warriors and dark wizardry and stuff like that. It's a really, really good one. It's like generic-y fantasy, suppose, is kind of a loose term to go with, but it's it's animated sort of like for kids, but it has really good like adult appeal as well. It has a very cool fleshed out world of like the arcana of magic that is around, and its history of like the humans using dark magic and like the dragon lords and things like that. It's really, really cool world, and it has enough of a variety in the people, places, atmosphere, and culture within its lore that they think there would be enough of a product there to either make commander decks or a, like what we just saw with Assassin's Creed, a Beyond booster style product. I think there's enough there that there could be some really, really cool options to go with.
Nice.
Yes.
That'd be fun. I need to dig into that as a huge Avatar fan.
Oh yeah. As of recording, its sixth season is about to come on air pretty soon.
Dang, that's a lot of content.
What is the name of this show again, John?
The Dragon Prince. It's on Netflix.
Gotcha. Yep. I'm unfamiliar, but if it's anything like what you're saying, sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It does sound amazing.
Caveat of you kind of have to kind of push your way a little bit further through the first couple of seasons, but like once you get past that border, then it's good.
Nice.
Good to go.
Jared, hit me with a Universes Beyond collab that you'd love to see.
I still think BioShock would be awesome.
Yeah, dude.
If any of y'all have played those games.
You guys' answers haven't changed.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was trying to come up with a new answer, and I'm like, man, I still think, for me personally, that would hit. It would be so fun.
It would. If they did like New Capenna again, or like, dude, imagine like the plane of New Capenna sinks underwater, and we get like an underwater New Capenna with a Universes Beyond collab of BioShock.
Yes.
Let's freaking go. Wizards, free money on the table for you.
Dude, I got chills when you said that. That would be fire. I would play the
like New
mess
Capenna meets Atlantis.
Oh, let's go.
Let's
sign me
go.
up right now. Yeah, definitely BioShock.
I almost made a joke about like, oh, we wouldn't be able to get Atlantis because it's Disney copyrighted, but we are getting a Marvel collab later, like next year.
Oh,
next
you're
year.
right.
Yep. After Final Fantasy.
For the
Which
sake
is
of
wild
having,
because Disney now has their own very successful card game. And
yeah, that's interesting. They're letting Magic get in on that piece of the pie.
Totally.
And they're not just keeping Marvel Snap.
It could be so it could be a reality to have all of these things.
Wow. I'll say real quick, just for the sake of having a different answer, the other one I came up with was another D&D Universes Beyond, but focus.
I need another D&D set so bad.
There's a plane in D&D called Eberron, which is like a totally different take on the way you can play D&D. It's more like film noir style. So it would fit in with like a more BioShock-y kind of vibe. But I think that'd be very cool because that's an aspect of D&D that a lot of people aren't super familiar with. And the people that are love that setting. So I think it'd be really cool.
That's really sick.
To do Eberron D&D as a Universes Beyond.
Dude, yeah.
Joseph, Universes Beyond, what would you like to see?
As a huge FromSoft fan, I would love to see either like Dark Souls or Elden Ring as a part. It feels like such an easy slot in because it's like games that care so deeply about characters' identities and like different classes. And like you were saying about the Dragon Prince, like it's very like down the middle of the road fantasy, but also like Elden Ring specifically would be really good because of all of like the storyline that was written by George R.R. Martin and all the character designs in it all just feel so separate that it would just be amazing. I would lose my mind. Also, Dune would be an unbelievable collab. I just recently watched Dune Part 2 and I'm re-obsessed all over again. And we just haven't had like space much outside of like Infinity that I just feel like, man, like I would love to see Magic on the dunes of Arrakis. That would be unbelievable.
The space set is still coming for next year, so there's hope.
Yeah, well, that's wait, are they doing both a space? Oh, they're doing like a space opera set. You're right. They haven't announced the name of it, right?
No, that should be soon though. Very soon.
There's that next year, and there's also the like Mario Kart set.
The Death Race. That's
racing through the Omen paths.
That's the standard set. That's the standard after Duskmorn.
So we'll hear about that soon.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Very exciting.
That's really cool.
Sweet. Well, that's our Universes collabs.
Thanks, Christo, for that one. That was a good question.
Totally different vibe. Fish, one of our close friends, asks a guilty pleasure show to watch with your significant other. Jared, why don't you start us off?
Dude. Rick and Morty always hits. Community, amazing. If y'all haven't watched that show, it's amazing. It's like very much in the vein of Parks and Recreation and The Office, but it's about a community college, and it's incredible.
Very sick.
What I'm watching right now is The Bear, though, and I have to take it in small doses because I also work in that industry. And dude,
I don't feel like I can watch it because I've worked in kitchens, and kitchen shows stress me out. But I also love Maddie
I keep
Matheson.
seeing ads for that. Is it good?
It's amazing. It's truly great. I have actual like fine dining background, and like it hits the nail on the head.
Your Restoration Hardware days.
Yeah, it was
more Jared, Laura.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Kitchen shows are way too tense for me. I don't like kitchen dramas, but I would like to watch The Bear.
This one is really cool because like, I don't want to make this into a bear podcast, but like it is like showcasing like how hard it is to like become the style of restaurant that does like Michelin tastings and is shooting for like a Michelin star. Like that's what The Bear is about. And that's like the absolute pinnacle of fine dining. And it's very stressful. It's very difficult. So they do a good job of portraying that stress, but in a way that makes you want to watch it. And the storyline of all the characters getting to watch what they're doing is very cool. I'm a sucker for a good story, so the show's dope.
Love it, dude. John?
Well, I've got a completely different take as far as the question is concerned because, like, despite both myself and my wife being very big in the pop culture thing, maybe other than, like, movies from time to time, we don't really watch television shows together because her taste in media is vastly different than mine. We'll go see movies and things together, but she is a huge enjoyer more of those definitely like live actors portrayals, like television dramas and fantasy things like that, you know? Whereas myself, I'm a very big enjoyer of been watching. I catch up and watch old cartoons and animations and things like that, you know? I touched on Dragon Prince earlier, but like I enjoy and like watching all kinds of other things like that. So we don't necessarily really have one together shared. We've watched shows together before, like, we watched Parks and Rec before. That one was pretty good. We sat through together. We watched Once Upon a Time from ABC Network.
Super good.
Shout out my other brother, Heath. I remember watching that with Heath in college sometimes.
Dang.
This is a problem. This is why we don't watch shows anymore together, because we start watching something and then both of us end up having different opinions on that show, and then it ruins it for both of us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like,
okay,
watching
well, what's your like guilty pleasure downtime then?
for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
for
the one that
you and Carissa.
What ones that we do watch together? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Well, the question is what your guilty pleasure show is to watch with your significant other. So, like, when you two are like, we just have an evening together. What are you enjoying?
Like I just said, we don't watch things together. That's my point. Was what I'm getting to. We don't have a show like that.
I mean, that's also an answer.
Yeah, we don't have a show like that. What I'm watching by myself is like older cartoons and shows and stuff like that. I guess my answer for myself, I suppose, is I rewatch Transformers Prime every year, pretty much.
Every
honestly.
year, I love that.
More or less, it's it's one of my favorite media outlets for Transformers.
That's awesome.
Love that.
So
Joseph,
that's me.
What do you like to watch with Jordan?
Dude, we have some guilty pleasure shows.
Bro, I know you do.
Right now, every Thursday, we watch The Kardashians. That is...
I knew it. That was
one of our guilty pleasures.
That's number one.
I love The Kardashians. We also love a good dating show. Like, we're big, like, Love Island, Bachelor in Paradise. There's one on Netflix called Perfect Match, and that is actually our favorite one. But we also, right now, we're watching a show called My Lady Jane that is unbelievable. It's so good. It's like a I don't know. Just go watch the trailer for it. It's really good. It's a high fantasy, like Arthurian set show, but there's like a really like satirical narrator. It's really good. Very good show. So we're watching that, but our guilty pleasures is trashy reality TV. Like, it is just pure garbage, and we're here for it.
That's incredible.
I feel like that fits the definition of guilty pleasure.
I think
let's just go through like 2 more, and then we can wrap this thing up here. So Swiss, also on our Discord, gave us quite a few questions, and I'm going to pare it down. Let's do a rapid fire one real quick. Do we buy singles or packs?
Singles.
I knew that's what it was going to be. I would lean singles, but I also love a cheeky pack every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, you're buying more packs than you are singles.
Most likely, yeah, because I find enjoyment in having even if this stuff that probably never sees the light of day again, you never know when you're just going to need that one janky common from that one set that does that one thing, you know?
Or when, like, in the last couple of weeks, like, Pyretic Ritual has spiked up to, like, $14 a card.
Yes,
so,
and
like,
I own a few of those.
Sometimes you just, like...
Me too.
You just happen upon those.
Well, that's sick.
Talking about packs buyings, I can't reach it. It's sat right over there, but just literally yesterday, I bought my bundle for Assassin's Creed.
Oh, so fun.
Lost all my value on it, basically, but who knows? I have some of the uncommons now, so in case it hits a scarcity for some reason and things start climbing a little bit, now I'm not purchasing like $8 uncommons because I own a bunch of them now.
That's awesome.
Okay, another quick rapid fire one from Swiss. Do we track our game data? And if we do, how? I'll go ahead and say I do not track game data. I care way less about the actual like numbers than some other people do, and it's fine to do either way. I just feel like there's a great analogy of like there's 2 different ways to understand a rabbit. You can either capture one and dissect it, or you can like go be where it is and enjoy it and be playful and all these things. I lean more on the playful side of it. So I enjoy just the day-to-day playing Magic. I feel like it keeps me enjoying the game more than because I just don't really care what my win rate is. I feel like once you start getting into those numbers, it just gets a little too competitive for me for such a casual format. So I think that's kind of where all 3 of us are.
Yep.
Yeah, I just agree. Fully agree with that entire statement.
It's very cool to know like your statistics and facts and like, you know, where you're like the data crunching and whatnot. That's literally one of the biggest reasons we've got our friend Chase here in our channel, our local data priest himself. He's always, when we're playing Spell Table with him, he's tracking all the game data and things like that. And I appreciate him for it.
It's tight. I just don't have the brain space for that.
Yeah,
that ain't me.
Yeah,
I don't like to take time during the game's already so complicated that I'm like trying to just sequence my plays and not remember to like track data.
I don't need the statistical numbers to tell me how bad I misplayed.
100%. That's
I don't want the proof. Do not make me remember that.
Yeah, please do not show me the evidence. That's amazing.
But yeah, I'll respect to you guys that do track your data.
Respect. And really shout out to, I think it's playgroup.gg is like one of the premier data tracking. The only data that I do care about is the data about deck building, which shout out Moxfield or Archidect if you're using it. I've slowly started leaking into Archidect as well. But being able to like build a deck and then quickly see some facts and figures about it, like what your land count should be for the deck, what your like percentages of each color is. That's the kind of stuff that I get nerdy about. Playing the game, I don't care so much about the details.
I just like to be fun.
Yeah, 100%. I just like doing dumb stuff.
I have one data column and it's fun.
Yeah. Did I have fun or did I not have fun? And that's a really important piece of data.
Did you have fun this match?
Sometimes you just don't have fun
in the arena,
and that's okay.
Smiley, frowny face.
Literally, that's the only piece of data that Wizards cares about us giving them is just smiley face, frowny face. It's not even like at the doctor's office where it's like a scale of it, like 1 to 10. It's just like
1 or the other.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like, just let us know. Like, did that suck or what?
Maybe I might be like tripping, but I'm pretty sure every time I play against an Atraxa deck on Arena, it shows me that question after the match.
Oh,
is
yeah,
over.
yeah. There's definitely like little things that happen, like any new cards that they're trying to test whether they're broken or not. Like every time I played against a Nadu deck lately, it's been, did I have fun? Yes or no. I also think it deals with mulligans, because I think when you say I didn't have fun, it gives you a better hand next time. I have no way to prove this. This is my conspiracy theory.
I'm going to frown every time, Wizards.
I literally just press I didn't have a good time every time.
Whoa.
Makes me wonder if maybe that's one of the reasons why my oops all one shot is working a bit lately, because I mulligan aggressively with that deck to find the lands and the tutors. You know what I mean? Jared, do you know what I'm talking about? The Junderdome?
No, I have not watched your Junderdome video.
Okay, I built a brawl deck that's oops all spells with Charbelcher, and and in streaks it performs pretty well.
No way.
But I mulligan aggressively in it though, so I wonder is Arena favoring me?
Whoa,
gotta.
The real enemy in Arena is the algorithm.
You got it.
Honestly, that's real, dude.
It is.
All right, let's
crazy.
end on a question about secret layers. What the question is pretty open-ended and open to interpretation. So I'm curious to see what you guys say about this. But the question from Swiss is, what would you like to see in a secret layer? I'll let whoever wants to take it away, take it away.
I'll take it first. You guys correct me on this. OG fetches can be reprinted, right?
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just love a secret layer with every fetch land that's
They
like
did
priced.
that.
Oh, sick.
It was
well, then
not
it already
priced very
exists.
well, but it was.
My next part of that answer is priced well because
yeah. So to correct you slightly, Joseph, it was half of the fetch lands.
Oh, that's right.
It was the ally set, and it was a store exclusive, and it was like $140.
Interesting.
That's I mean, that's basically what From the Vault used to be, like where they would do store exclusive, like secret layer drops. And
half
those
the
were
fetch lands would be 6. Correct me. How many? 5?
Yeah.
For 140? Dang, that's not better, because most of those fetch lands are running like $10 to $15.
Yeah.
So it's actually like twice as expensive as buying them.
It was roughly $30 a fetch land, but you got a premium version of it.
That's dumb, Wizards.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna look you in the eyes and say
it was not received well. I can tell you that one.
So do it again, right, and put them all in for a reasonable amount of money with extended art and non-foil, please. That's what I want out of a secret layer.
Did a double header of that straight into 30th anniversary, which was the proxies.
That was a good Christmas.
They've learned since then.
Good.
Nice. So you want to see fetch land, all 10 fetch land secret layer.
Fully function over form secret layer.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's the root of your answer is you want to see more functionality in secret layers.
I could not care about secret layers unless they function.
Yeah. How do you feel about like the recent trend of them where they'll kind of have like a legendary creature and then a bunch of cards that are in that color identity that kind of work really well with it? So it almost is like a commander starter pack secret layer.
Mm.
He doesn't care about it.
Don't care. Because it's just going to be more expensive than if you bought the cards individually.
1,000%.
That's super dumb.
Yeah. You know, that's a good segue into my answer, which is I would like to see more value in a secret layer.
Yes.
The first few secret layers, which were amazing, had like crazy value in them. It'd be like $40 for a secret layer, but it would have like $100 worth of cards in it. And that was like the 5-color one was unbelievable. It was so good. And like the Mischief one was amazing. My favorite secret layer, and I think the best one that they've ever done, was the Mischief one. So I would love to see more of that. I'd like to see them put more value into it and like get weird with it. Like I don't want to see another concert poster. I don't want to see another like completely illegible like mishmash where like you have to like squint to try and find the words in it. Like less of that, more of like just hand the keys to the car over to somebody who's like hyper creative. That's what I want to see more of.
That would be sick.
And put value in it. I need that trifecta.
emphasis on art styles that you can actually read at the table, please. For the love of
legibility
God.
being a very important.
This is a game you have to read the thing. You have to read the card.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that. That's like a secret layer problem for me. Like every time someone plays a secret layer version of a card, I'm like, wow, I thought I knew what that card did, and now I can't read it or understand anything that's happening, and that's super annoying.
Totally.
So, anyway,
John, wrap us up here. What do you want to see out of Secret Lair?
Well, I guess my own answer, I decided to go a bit more specific, and like, because I'm the kind of person that I do care about the value that comes in a Secret Lair, but I'm buying them if it's a style or a theme that really is like super cool or speaks to either myself or my wife or whatever. So I went with like thinking like, what kind of style would I want to buy? What I would like to see? I think a lineup of cards, and I don't have any ones in specific that would fit this theme, but like cards that have very comic book panel artwork to them, you know,
dude.
Get some of those highlight comic book artists from like 90s or whatever, and make comic panel scenes. I know they've done sort of comic look appearance cards, like Ikoria had showcase cards that were sort of comic booky as well. But I'm talking about like old school comic book panels with like the pop out in text and like really neat like shadowing lines and good coloring and things like that. A real dedicated like comic book panel selection of things, and that could be something that could be coming up with the Marvel collab.
Dude, I
know.
think that's from what they've talked about the Marvel collab. They want it to be more comic book Marvel and less MCU Marvel, and I think that is tight.
That is a good one, yes. And then as far as like anything else, one thing in specific, just because it was an artist I've come to learn and appreciate a good bit more from some recent things, I want an art series from Phil Foglio. That would be incredible.
Okay, wait, hold on, real quick. Hit me with a Phil Foglio art. Like,
Yeah,
what's your favorite card of his?
Favorite right now is Chaos Warp from Double Masters 2022. My playmat.
Your playmat.
Your playmat.
Yeah.
You guys see me use all the time on our spell table games and Thought Clash. That's the Chaos Warp with the butterflies coming off of the armor. That's one of my favorite pieces right now. Phil Foglio then is one of the like iconic classics from old school Magic. His style is very goofy for Magic cards.
So goofy.
Yeah, like the originals on stuff like there's some goblins. I think Recycle and Sulfur Springs.
Yeah. It's all really good. Yeah, it's just classic MTG art.
Yeah, but also again, sort of like cartoony.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're bouncy, they're bubbly. There's like very over exaggerated features and lines and characteristics and things like that. Very, very cartoony. That's what
very
I would
90s.
like. So yeah, nice, like to the frame, big, bubbly friends.
Yeah, just
I don't know. Make it a secret layer like what you described, like, because I enjoy actually those kinds of layers, the ones that have a legendary and then cards within that thing, within the box that would go in that person's deck, because that was my problem with how they originally started out with secret layers, is they picked a style, but the colors were everywhere, and you would either have to like skip playing some cards or spread them out amongst a variety of decks, and that doesn't make good cohesion. Right. I like the layers that give you a layer and a bunch of cards that would go in that, or excuse me, it comes with a legend and a bunch of cards that go in with that legend. Then you have a cohesiveness amongst the deck.
Totally. Yeah, I dig it, dude. I hope they do that too. For me and for you.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Nice. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope that you guys have enjoyed getting to know us a little better as we head into another year of making some Magic content and growing the channel further. So thanks for being here. If you made it to the end, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. Again, we've got our Discord down below, especially if you've made it to the end of the episode. I definitely want to hang out with you. So please jump in our Discord, come hang out. All the buttons. If you're listening on Spotify, you can give us a 5-star rating. That actually helps out a ton with getting us on some people's explore pages for Spotify. So thanks so much for watching. This has been the MTG Thoughtcast, and we will see you next time.